Hello, in this video we're going to use application Flowy14 to write an algorithm that determines the perimeter and area of a rectangle for the entered sites and prints the result. Let's click on application Flowy14, and into the area here we'll proceed to add our commands to design the flow. So the first command is a start command. And you can choose the commands from the left hand side menu to choose them manually, or you can use the search option. So to our start we'll need to add two input commands, so just type in the word input and it should come up as one of the top commands. And a second. So next we'll need four algorithmic mathematical commands, so just type in the word math. It does by default come with the plus sign, which can be converted to any of these actions. So we'll need multiplication times 3, so two more of the multiplication commands we'll add. So highlight it, click back onto the command and turn it into multiplication. So you can see the plus sign turned into multiplication, and another one of the multiplication commands. So this one calculates the area of our rectangle, this and these to calculate each of the rectangle sides, and then we'll need an addition command that will add these two results, calculating both sides. So now we'll need to finalize our flow, we'll need two output commands. So let's type in the word output. First and the second one. And once you're satisfied with all the commands, with the design of the flow, you can close it off by adding the command end. Okay, so this is the design of our flow, and now we'll proceed to connect the commands. So type into the, click into the first input command, click into the green area, which is the outbound data connector. In turn, we see highlighted all the inbound data connectors available to us. So what we need to do, we need to connect the first input command into the area calculating the, into the command calculating the area of the rectangle. So click into the first available inbound data connector, and we'll perform the same exercise for the second. Sorry, we need to also connect the first command through its outbound data connector to one of the sides of the rectangles. One of the sides of the rectangles being calculated. So we'll connect it to this inbound data connector. And what we need to add on each of those sides being on each of those mathematical equations calculating commands calculating the side, each side of the rectangle, we need to add the amount, we need to add the amount, the number 2, and that stands for two shorter sides of the rectangle. And then this command will also add 2 for the other two longer or shorter sides of the rectangle. So now we can perform the same exercise for our second input command. Click into it and into its outbound data connector, and let's have it connected to the command calculating the area of our rectangle. So over here, click off of the flow for an easier, more clear way to see the arrows connecting the commands. So click back into the second input command and into its outbound data connector, as we need to have it connected to the other command calculating the other side, the second side of our rectangle. So have it connected over here. Click off of it so to make sure that we've connected our commands so far properly. So each of those input commands are connected again to the area calculating the rectangle, and one to each of those commands calculating each side of our rectangle. So now what we need to do, we need to add these two commands, these two calculations. So let's click into the first one and into its outbound data connector, and click into the first available inbound data connector on the addition command. And then we'll connect the second side of our rectangle being calculated through its outbound data connector and into the inbound data connector on the addition command. And now what we need to do, now that we obtained our results, we calculated the area of the rectangle, and we've added both of the sides, we need to now print the results. So we'll print the addition result through clicking on the addition command and through its outbound data connector into the inbound data connector on the first corresponding output command. And click into our area where we click into our command where we are calculating the area of our rectangle, and through its outbound data connector we'll print the result into the inbound data connector on the output command. So now that we've verified that we have proper connection of our commands, we can click run to execute the flow. So our first input command is asking us for any digit. This is to say how big the first side of our rectangle is. So let's say we'll do 3. And then this is the second side of our rectangle, so we'll do 6. So our rectangle will be 3 by 6 in measurement. Enter. So as you can see, the area has been calculated. 3 times 6, 18. This is the first side. 2 times 3, because our rectangle is 3 by 6. 2 times 6, 12. 2 times 3, 6. And then the 6 plus 12 equals 18. The result 18 has been printed here, and the result of the area 18 has been printed over here. So this concludes our flow here, and this concludes that Flowy14 app can write an algorithm that determines the perimeter and area of a rectangle for the entered size and print the result. Thank you.